The yearly deluge is finally upon us, as September is packed from top to bottom with big name releases, from highly anticipated sports games to promising remakes. Of course, there's the big one that everyone is talking about, but whether you're keen on sports titles, horror, action, adventure, or platforming, there is a lot to choose from. Let's dive into the 15 biggest titles releasing in September 2025. Hollow Knight Silksong. Remember when this was just supposed to be a second playable character and DLC for Hollow Knight? Well, over 6 years since its announcement, Silksong is indeed real, and based on Team Cherry's own admission, it's as big, perhaps even bigger, than its predecessor. Because you weren't planning on anything for the rest of the month, right? Over 200 enemy types, more than 40 bosses, numerous new abilities, and based on demo impressions from Gamescom, best-in-class movement. Hollow Knight Silksong releases on September 4th for Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2. And at this point, we're beyond ready. Hell is Us. If you're in the mood for a different kind of action-adventure and one that very adamantly will not hold your hand, there's Rogue Factor's Hell is Us. A dark horse of sorts, it's semi-open world-ish, focusing on peacekeeper Remy, who explores Hadia in search of his parents. The country has seen better days. It's devastated by war and Hollow Walkers emerging in the wake of the calamity. With just the bare minimum, you have to gather clues and ultimately unravel the mystery behind Remy's parents while uncovering the mysteries of Hadia. With Souls-like gameplay and a mysterious yet foreboding vibe, Hell is Us could very well make a name for itself when it launches on September 4th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Chronos: The New Dawn. For a different flavor of horror, the sci-fi survival third-person shooter kind, there's Bloober Team's Chronos: The New Dawn, where players control a traveler under the mysterious collective, tasked with extracting the essence of key individuals. Or not, you really don't have to, though that could affect the ending. Between these choices, you're exploring run-down buildings and structures infested with monsters born from the mysterious change, using shotguns, SMGs, and flamethrowers to bat them back, while casually manipulating gravity and the environment to progress forward. It's very Dead Space-esque on the first appearance, but the mysterious narrative and time travel elements help set Chronos apart when it launches on September 4th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Daemon Ex Machina Titanic Scion. I'm not the biggest Daemon Ex Machina fan out there, but credit to Marvelous Incorporated for doing something different with this sequel. You're still in the world of arsenals and outer factions, destroying similarly armored foes and extracting their parts for your own usage. But Titanic Scion veers hard by turning arsenals into power armor. The vast open world also facilitates new traversal methods, such as horseback riding, which is as hilarious as it looks, and even a larger arsenal frame for dealing big damage in a limited window. Launching on September 5th for Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, PC, and PS5, Daemon Ex Machina Titanic Scion could very well be the standout mecha title of the year. Borderlands 4. It's funny to think we've gone from whatever Borderlands 3 was meant to be to this epic tale of resistance against a dictatorial figure on an unknown planet that Gearbox promises is its biggest yet. And yet, from everything showcased thus far and against all odds, Borderlands 4 doesn't look half bad. The 4 new Vault Hunters, Vex, Rafa, Amon, and Harlow, all look great in their own ways. The prospect of licensed parts for combining different gun manufacturer pieces into one weapon is great, and the addition of grappling, dashing, double jumping, and more feels just right. Whether the story will stick the landing remains to be seen. I still haven't forgiven you for Maya, Gearbox. Say nothing of the endgame, but as a co-op looter shooter with slightly classier mayhem, Borderlands 4 could excel. It's launching on September 12th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. Silent Hill F. As the newest mainline title in the Silent Hill franchise since 2012's Downpour, Silent Hill F ventures into unknown territory. It's the first title set in Japan, specifically the fictitious town of Ebisugaoka in the 1960s, and features Ryokishi 07 as the writer, with artist Kara behind the creature designs. As Hinako Shimizu, who finds herself swallowed up by the fog, players embark on a more action-packed journey, one with a heavier emphasis on melee combat. But don't let that fool you though, as it offers some of the most disturbing creatures and sights in the franchise yet. After the success of the Silent Hill 2 remake, here's hoping Konami can pull off another when Silent Hill F launches on September 25th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. NBA 2K26. Another year, another NBA 2K, and even if last year's iteration sported solid gameplay, one has to wonder if NBA 2K26 is worth the upgrade. Outside of the improved player and arena visuals, you can embark on the Playoffs Online. A new My Career mode sees you working up the ranks to the NBA, with the city returning, and all the usual modes, including My Team and the W, return with various improvements. Maybe it'll be enough to hold one over till next year, but for now, NBA 2K26 launches on September 5th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. Dying Light: The Beast. Techland has been on a venerable marketing overdrive for Dying Light: The Beast, promising its most diverse world. A fairly lengthy experience, about 40 to 50 hours for the story and side content, and much more. And based on the gameplay thus far, it seems like a return to everything that made Dying Light as a franchise great, while continuing the story of Kyle Crane, who now possesses powerful beast-like abilities. Whether it can redeem the series after the whelming second entry or not, the call of the night is hard to resist. Dying Light: The Beast arrives on September 19th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. EA Sports FC 26. With how underwhelming FC 25 turned out, EA is listening in a big way with the latest entry. Various gameplay improvements include faster overall gameplay and two experiences, competitive and authentic, each determining the style of play and pace. Archetypes are also debuting and will be added to the clubs to shake things up. There's honestly a lot more, and it could be the most exciting sports offering from EA in years when it launches on September 26th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, PC, PS4, and PS5. Alien: Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition. If you thought the title was a mouthful already, this is actually part 1 of Survivos' VR title turned regular first-person shooter. It follows Colonial Marine Zula Hendricks as she investigates a Weyland-Yutani black site, which, to no one's surprise, it's full of xenomorphs. While it may seem like a running and gunning affair, Rogue Incursion also features classic tools like the motion tracker, creating a familiar wave of dread when a xenomorph periodically shows up. Launching on September 30th for PS5 and PC, Alien: Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition will support 60 FPS and DualSense functionality. EA Sports NHL 26. Not one, not two, but 3 sports games in September? What a deal! NHL 26 launches on September 12th for Xbox Series X and S and PS5, packing several changes, including reworked X Factors, now with 3 tiers, goalie size and style now affecting how they play, a new goalie crease control system with over 80 new animations, and more. EA Vancouver has its work cut out after last year's release, but thus far, it is looking decent. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle: The Order of Giants. Everyone's favorite archaeologist returns in a new story DLC, building on the stellar base experience by returning to Rome, as players venture deeper underground to learn more about the cult of Mithras and the legendary giants. Based on the latest trailer, it seems the undead are also involved. In terms of puzzle platforming goodness, The Order of Giants should be another compelling adventure for Indy when it launches on September 4th for PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. Metal Eden. Metal Eden promises a fast-paced first-person shooter regardless. It launches on September 2nd for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and sees Asuka, a hyper unit, venturing into Mobius to save humanity's rapidly decaying cores. All the usual weaponry from a pistol, shotgun, SMG, and more awaits. However, Asuka's main calling card is ripping out enemy cores and either consuming them for a boost and a rocket punch, or tossing them back to deal explosive damage. Paired with a brutalist aesthetic, extensive mobility, and an intriguing narrative, we're keen to see how deep the cyberpunk rabbit hole goes. Trails in the Sky First Chapter. Everyone has their dream remake, and for a subsection of role-playing game fans, Trails in the Sky First Chapter is pretty much it. A ground-up remake of the 2004 classic, it offers fully 3D environments and characters alongside Daybreak's dual turn-based real-time combat system. And while there are new voiceovers and localization, the tale of Estelle and Joshua, who venture across Liberal, changing lives along the way, remains as timeless as ever. Trails in the Sky first chapter launches on September 19th for Nintendo Switch, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2 with a free demo currently available. Pac-Man World 2 re-pac. This may or may not fall under Dream Remake. Really, it depends on how much you love Pac-Man. But Pac-Man World re-pac wasn't half bad. Re-pac 2, launching on September 26th for every platform, follows in the same vein, remaking Pac-Man World 2 with gorgeous new visuals. However, its latest comparison trailer highlights noticeable differences in levels, which may have also been expanded, and Bandai Namco promises quality of life improvements, updated bosses, and even a 2-player mode.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.